Hello, this is Mike Peters with another video. I got a question for Houstonians and Texans. Can we afford to have doctors cover up in our children's medical records frauds that they've committed? Going as far as to commit aggravated perjury in the civil courts. The Texas Medical Board is knee-deep, waist-deep involved in the cover-up. Rick Perry, our governor, is waist-deep in cover-ups and favoritism. Let me ask you, can we afford to let these organized crime take our children from their parents, make them suffer, inflict their whole futures without one parent who loves them because one doctor decides to lie, CPS failing twice, and then when she failed to manipulate CPS, falsifies the medical record and gets away with it because of the favoritism, because of the donations that go to electoral campaigns, such as Rick Perry's. Rick Perry put the head, Irvin Ziegler, in charge of the Texas Medical Board. He's there until the governor decides to take him out. Only meaning that Dr. Ziegler needs to abide by the rules and regulations of Rick Perry. His favoritism. Rick Perry gets donations from the medical board. For the medical center in Houston. Tells Dr. Ziegler, the head of the Texas Medical Board, to turn a blind eye to lawsuits that would totally impact and prevent fraud in medical records. Aggravated perjury in civil courts, punishable for 5 years in prison to anybody else. Dr. Zoanne Dreyer, I picketed that hospital calling her a fraud and liar for 2.5 months. You couldn't get her or her husband who works there sue me for slander or defamation because they need to cover up. The hospital, Baylor Hospital where she's employed and Texas Children's Hospital where she works, needs to cover up for her because they don't want you knowing that they falsify medical records and protect doctors who lie in them. What if it was your child, your family member? Can we wait another second and afford not to expose these people? Let our children suffer who are dying of cancer? Are this Texans who are letting this happen? Houstonians that are setting aside and letting this corruption overtake our government offices. I'm Dalton's father. I have no choice. And I have the evidence that they don't want to ever see in a court of law. Texas Medical Board pitched in to stop the legal process, the lawsuits for Baylor and Texas Children's Hospital and Dr. Dreyer. Rick Perry is in charge. Is this what you want for your children over there? What if they kill your children? Guess what? Texas Children's Hospital just says it was accidental death or it was natural causes. And that's it. You wouldn't know the difference because Texas Medical Board will turn a blind eye and say they believe the doctor. look the other way to avoid looking at the overwhelming evidence that proves what's going on that I have. Dr. Zoanne Dreyer is a child molester. Dr. Irving Ziegler, head of the Texas Medical Board, is a child molester. Governor Rick Perry is a child molester. Your donations are going to help these children, but when they make a mistake, are you turning a blind eye to? My name is Michael Jeffrey Peters. My email is allkrafteng@yahoo.com, and I need your donations to put up billboards from the ground up, if it's deemed, to let everybody know what's going on, to challenge these frauds and child molesters to take me to court and bring this evidence out once and for all. You parents out there, I'm reaching out to you with children with cancer. We don't know how long they're going to live, but they deserve to have their parents love them. Sold my property for $103,000, and I paid cash $230,000. They were going to show me how they could deal with me, take my son. Even the judge, the last judge, the retired judge, scratched out all this medical neglect BS. Signed his name to it. Well, there's absolutely no reason why I shouldn't have joint custody of my son, because that's what the jury said. Yet because if the judge scratches out any medical neglect and that's all they had, what else? Why can't Dalton have his father? Because we have to cover up and protect doctors and institutions like Texas Children's Hospital and Baylor College of Medicine who commit fraud and perpetrate crimes against your children that have cancer and are dying. My name is Michael Jeffrey Peters. I am from Houston, Texas, born and raised. I ask for your support to bring a lawsuit against these people and to haul them into court and just ask them what they have to say about the overwhelming evidence that I have. You can't erase the fraud and cover-up. I beseech every Texan to donate. Don't wait. Do it now. My P.O. box is here. Not one penny will be spent on anything other than exposing these perpetrators. You want justice for your children? Here's your opportunity. I have the evidence. Let's expose them. Let's stop these criminals, this organized crime in our government here in Texas. My name is Michael Jeffrey Peters. Our prayers go out to each and every one listening to these videos, that you'll donate to expose this corruption. The evidence is here. If you don't believe me, I'm happy to show you every bit of evidence I have. And I can guarantee you that you'll believe. And so will a jury but we have to bring the evidence to the courthouse. Stop the perversion of justice here in Texas. My name is Michael Jeffrey Peters, and Dalton Jeffrey Peters needs his father and his home that they stole. God bless you for listening to these videos, and I'll never stop making them. Please donate today. God bless you.